Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're going to be tackling a company that's kind of bridging the gap between Silicon Valley
Right.
and, well, the toolbox.
Interesting, right?
Get this. ServiceTitan,
Hmm.
a software company for plumbers and HVAC technicians,
Okay.
is aiming to become a tech unicorn.
Wow.
You might be wondering,
Yeah.
how did a company focused on fixing leaky faucets
Right.
end up with a potential billion-dollar valuation?
Yeah, it's a good question.
That's exactly what we're going to uncover today.
Yo.
We've got a stack of articles, financial reports, and even some insider scoops to dig into.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Hmm.
We often associate tech innovation with sleek apps and futuristic gadgets.
Yeah.
But ServiceTitan's story is a powerful reminder that tech is quietly revolutionizing even the most traditional industries.
Okay, so let's rewind to the beginning.
Okay.
ServiceTitan was founded by Mahdessian and Vahe Kuzoyan, two guys who, get this,
Yeah.
built their first software program to help out their own dads who were in the trades. Talk about family ties.
What's really interesting about their story is that they stumbled upon a massive market need by solving a personal problem.
Yeah.
Their dads,
Mm-hmm.
like many contractors,
Yeah.
were drowning in paperwork, struggling with scheduling, and facing all the inefficiencies that plague this industry.
Right.
It wasn't about building a tech empire.
Right.
It was about making their dads' lives easier.
So they weren't these tech wizards with some grand vision.
No, not at all.
They just saw a problem and thought,
Yeah.
hey, maybe we can fix this with software. I love that.
It's a great story.
It's so relatable, right?
Totally.
Who hasn't wished for a tech solution to a real-world problem?
And that simple act of building a program for their dads snowballed into something much bigger. They realized other contractors were facing the same issues,
Uh-huh.
and ServiceTitan was born.
Okay.
Fast forward to today,
Okay.
and they're serving over 8,000 firms,
Wow.
from small family businesses to national franchises.
8,000 firms. That's a lot of plumbers and HVAC technicians relying on their software.
It is.
Okay, so they started with a simple program,
Right.
but what exactly does ServiceTitan offer now?
Well,
Is it like a digital toolbox for these businesses?
that's a great way to put it.
Okay.
Their platform has evolved into a comprehensive suite that handles everything,
Yeah.
from booking appointments and generating estimates
Right.
to managing payroll and dispatching technicians.
Wow.
Imagine all the headaches of running a contracting business,
I know.
streamlined into one digital platform.
It's like they've created the operating system for the trades, taking care of all the back-end stuff
Yeah.
so contractors can focus on what they do best, fixing things. But we're talking about a potential billion-dollar valuation here.
Huge.
How does ServiceTitan actually make money?
That's the question, isn't it?
Is it just a monthly subscription fee, or is there something more to it?
You're right. There's more to their business model than just monthly fees, while they do operate on a subscription basis. Their real revenue driver is quite clever.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
They take a small percentage, about 1%
Okay.
of every transaction processed through their platform.
Wait, so every time a plumber charges a customer through ServiceTitan, they get a cut?
That's right.
That doesn't sound like much.
Well,
How does that add up to billions?
it adds up quickly when you consider the sheer volume of transactions.
Okay.
Get this. In the last 12 months alone,
Okay.
they've processed over $62 billion in transactions.
62 billion. Now that's mind-blowing.
A lot of money.
It's like they've tapped into this hidden river of money flowing through the plumbing and HVAC industry.
Yeah, you could say that.
I never would have guessed there was that much money changing hands.
It's a testament to how ServiceTitan has identified and capitalized on a massive underserved market.
Yeah.
They've made themselves an indispensable part of the transaction flow in these businesses.
Okay, so they're clearly onto something big.
Yeah.
But their path to an IPO hasn't been without its bumps. Didn't they try to go public back in 2022 and hit a snag?
They did.
What happened there?
They were all set to go public with a jaw-dropping valuation of $18 billion.
Wow.
But then the IPO market essentially froze over.
Hold on, froze over?
Yeah.
What happened? I know the economy has been a bit rocky lately.
Right.
But what does that have to do with a plumbing software company going public?
Well, the Federal Reserve's actions to combat inflation played a big role.
All right.
When the Fed started raising interest rates,
Mm-hmm.
it sent ripples through the entire financial market.
I see.
Suddenly, investors became much more cautious,
Yeah.
especially about risky investments like IPOs.
Right.
So a lot of companies, including ServiceTitan,
Okay.
had to put their plans on hold.
So it's like they were all dressed up with nowhere to go.
Exactly.
They had this incredible valuation,
Yeah.
but no one was in the mood to party.
Exactly. But now things are starting to thaw out.
Okay.
The IPO market is showing signs of life, and ServiceTitan is ready to jump back in. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, very interesting.
I'll have to wait and see.
So they're back in the IPO game.
Hmm.
But here's the thing that's really intriguing to me. ServiceTitan isn't the only player in this field.
Right.
We touched on competitors like BuildOps,
Yeah.
HouseCall Pro, and Jobber earlier. What makes ServiceTitans stand out in this increasingly crowded space?
Wow.
Are they really the king of the hill, or is it more of a level playing field?
That's a great question. And it's important to remember that the world of business software is rarely a winner-take-all scenario.
Okay.
Think of it less like a kingdom
Yeah.
and more like an ecosystem
Right.
with different species vying for resources.
Okay, I like that analogy. So what's ServiceTitan's niche in this ecosystem? What
Yeah.
makes them unique?
Well, while other companies might focus on specific aspects like project management or customer communication, ServiceTitan has really doubled down on building a truly comprehensive platform. They aim to be the one-stop shop for everything a contractor needs to run their business.
Wow.
From scheduling and dispatching to accounting and marketing.
So it's about breadth and depth.
Yes.
They're covering all the bases rather than specializing in one particular area.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like the difference between having a Swiss Army knife and a whole toolbox.
Okay.
And that comprehensive approach seems to be resonating with their client base.
Yeah.
Remember, they're serving over 8,000 firms now.
That's true. It's hard to argue with those numbers. But you know what really gets me thinking about this whole ServiceTitan story? It's not just about plumbing and HVAC anymore.
Right.
This IPO, if it's successful,
Yeah.
could have a ripple effect across a whole bunch of industries that are ripe for this kind of tech disruption. What do you think?
We're hitting on a really important point. ServiceTitan's potential success could be a signal flare to other tech entrepreneurs and investors saying, hey, there's gold to be mined in these unsexy, often overlooked industries.
It's like they're proving that you don't need to build the next social media app or ride-sharing platform to become a unicorn.
Right.
You can find success by solving real-world problems for businesses that are the backbone of our economy.
Exactly. And think about the potential benefits for consumers, too.
Yeah.
When these essential businesses become more efficient and transparent, thanks to technology,
Right.
we all benefit.
That's true.
You might see faster service, more competitive pricing,
Uh-huh.
and an overall better customer experience the next time you need a plumber or an electrician.
You know, that makes a lot of sense. It's like the trickle-down effect of tech innovation reaching everyday life.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm already imagining a world where scheduling a plumber is as easy as ordering a pizza online.
That would be nice.
No more waiting around all day for someone to show up.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
We're already seeing this kind of tech-driven transformation happening in other industries,
Okay.
from landscaping to pest control to auto repair. ServiceTitan's story is a compelling example of how technology can bridge the gap between the digital world and the real world,
Yeah.
making life easier and more efficient for everyone involved.
It's incredible how much ground we've covered.
I know, right?
Starting with a simple software program for two dads
Yeah.
and ending up with this grand vision of tech revolutionizing entire industries. But let's zoom back in for a moment and focus on the people behind ServiceTitan. It's pretty inspiring that two immigrants built this company from the ground up.
Absolutely. Their story is a testament to the entrepreneurial spirit and the power of diversity in the tech world. They saw a problem,
Yeah.
they had the talent and the drive to solve it,
Right.
and they built a successful business. It's a classic American dream story with a modern twist.
And it's a reminder that innovation can come from anywhere, from any background.
That's true.
We need more stories like this in the tech world.
I agree.
Stories that inspire and show that anyone with a good idea and the determination to see it through can achieve great things.
You're right. It's not just about fairness and representation. It's also about tapping into the full potential of human ingenuity.
Okay.
When we limit access to opportunities,
Yeah.
we limit the possibilities for innovation.
Okay, so we've covered the competitive landscape,
Right.
the potential impact of ServiceTitan's IPO on other industries,
Yeah.
and even touched on the importance of their founder story, We've talked about all the amazing potential, but let's not get too carried away.
Right.
There are always risks and challenges,
Of course.
especially when you're talking about a company trying to go public in a somewhat unpredictable economic climate.
Yeah, that's true.
What could go wrong here? What are some of the hurdles ServiceTitan might face?
You're right. It's important to acknowledge the potential downsides.
Okay.
The IPO market, even though it's thawing,
Yeah.
is still volatile.
Right.
There's no guarantee that ServiceTitan will achieve their desired valuation or that investors will embrace their story with open arms.
So it's not a slam dunk. They could still face some headwinds.
Absolutely. And even if they do go public successfully, they'll need to navigate the challenges of being a publicly traded company,
Right.
dealing with shareholder expectations, regulatory scrutiny, and the constant pressure to deliver strong financial results.
It's like they're climbing Mount Everest, and even if they reach the summit, they still have to get back down safely.
Exactly. And they'll need to continue innovating, adapting, and proving their value to customers in order to stay ahead of the competition.
Yeah.
Remember, those competitors aren't standing still.
Right.
They're also evolving, improving, and trying to gain market share.
It's a constant race, isn't it?
Yeah.
And let's not forget the challenges of scaling a business.
No, definitely not.
They've already grown significantly.
They have.
But managing that growth while maintaining quality and customer satisfaction is a tightrope walk.
It is.
One misstep and things could start to unravel.
You've hit on another crucial point.
Okay.
Growth can be a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
It's exciting,
Yeah.
but it can also put a strain on a company's resources, culture, and ability to execute effectively.
So it's a mixed bag. On the one hand, they have a lot of potential and a compelling story.
Yes.
On the other hand, they face real risks and challenges. It's like any good adventure story, right?
It is.
There's excitement, danger, and an uncertain outcome.
That's a great way to put it. It's what makes ServiceTitan's journey so fascinating to watch.
I completely agree. I'm eager to see how this all unfolds. But before we wrap up, you mentioned a final piece of the puzzle earlier.
Yeah.
What did you have in mind?
Ah, yes. We've talked about all these external factors,
Right.
but let's not forget about the internal workings of the company.
Okay.
Leadership is absolutely crucial. We've talked about the founders,
Yeah.
Ara and Vahe,
Right.
and their inspiring story. But what about the rest of the management team?
Oh.
Do they have the experience and vision to navigate the complexities of being a public company?
You know, I hadn't really thought about that. It's easy to get caught up in the big picture.
It is.
But the people at the helm make all the difference, don't they?
They do. And it's not just about experience and expertise. It's also about leadership style,
Right.
decision-making, and the ability to inspire and motivate a team.
So it's about having the right captains steering the ship.
Precisely.
Yep.
And it's not just about leadership at the top.
Okay.
It's about creating a strong company culture
Yeah.
that values innovation, customer focus, and accountability.
Right.
Remember, ServiceTitan's success was built on a foundation of solving problems and exceeding customer expectations.
Yeah.
Can they maintain that spirit as they grow and evolve?
That's a big question, isn't it?
It is.
How do you keep that entrepreneurial spark alive as a company grows and becomes more corporate?
It's a delicate balancing act. They'll need to find ways to empower employees, encourage creative problem solving, and maintain a culture of customer obsession.
Okay.
Even as they implement the structures and processes that come with being a larger, publicly traded company.
It sounds like a recipe for potential conflict, doesn't it?
It can be.
The freewheeling spirit of a startup clashing with the demands of the corporate world.
It can be, but it's not impossible to find that sweet spot.
Okay.
That balance between agility and structure.
Right.
The most successful companies are those that can adapt and evolve their cultures while staying true to their core values.
So it's about evolution, not revolution.
Exactly. And that brings us to another crucial internal factor.
Okay.
Execution.
Okay.
Ideas are great,
Yeah.
but they're only as good as their implementation.
Makes sense.
Can ServiceTitan deliver on their promises? Can they continue to innovate and meet evolving customer needs? Can they scale their operations without sacrificing quality or customer service?
Right.
These are the questions that will ultimately determine their long-term success.
It's like having a great blueprint for a building.
Yeah.
It's impressive on paper,
Right.
but it means nothing if you can't actually build it.
Exactly.
You need skilled builders, quality materials,
Yeah.
and the ability to execute the plan flawlessly.
That's a fantastic analogy, and that's what makes this whole story so captivating.
Yeah.
We're not just talking about a company going public.
Right.
We're talking about a microcosm of all the challenges and opportunities that businesses face in today's rapidly changing world.
We started with a simple program for two dads.
I know, it's amazing.
And now we're talking about leadership,
Yeah.
culture, the
Uh-huh.
complexities of scaling a business, and the importance of flawless execution. It's been quite a journey.
And it's not over yet.
Right.
ServiceTitan's story is still being written.
Exactly. And we'll be watching with great interest. But before we get ahead of ourselves, I think it's time to take a breath and reflect on everything we've learned so far.
I agree. A little pause for contemplation is always a good thing,
Yeah.
especially when you're diving deep into a topic as complex and multifaceted as this one.
Great.
When we come back,
Okay.
we'll explore some final thoughts and leave you with some provocative questions to ponder. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Before the break, you were talking about how important strong leadership and execution are for a company like ServiceTitan, especially as they're navigating this IPO and aiming for such a massive valuation.
Right.
It's all very well to have a great idea and a compelling story, but can they actually deliver?
That's the key question.
Yeah.
It all boils down to execution.
Yeah.
ServiceTitan has to prove that they can walk the walk, not just talk the talk.
Okay. So what should we, as interested observers, be paying attention to as this IPO unfolds? What are some key indicators that ServiceTitan is on the right track?
Well, for starters, keep an eye on their customer acquisition and retention rates. Are they continuing to sign up new clients? Are existing clients sticking around and growing their usage of the platform? Those are strong indicators of product market fit and overall business health.
So basically, are they keeping their current customers happy while also attracting new ones?
Exactly.
That makes sense. But it's not just about the numbers, right?
Right.
We were talking about company culture before the break. How can you tell if a company is maintaining that entrepreneurial spirit as it grows and matures?
That's a trickier one to gauge from the outside.
Yeah.
But there are some clues. Look at their leadership team.
Okay.
Is it diverse? Are they bringing in fresh perspectives?
Okay.
Are they promoting from within and creating opportunities for employees to grow and take on new challenges?
Right.
Those are all signs of a healthy, dynamic culture that values innovation and talent development.
It's almost like you need to look beyond the financials and get a sense of the company's soul, right?
Yeah. You could say that.
Are they just chasing profits? Or are they building something meaningful and sustainable?
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And speaking of sustainability, another key factor to consider is their approach to corporate social responsibility.
Okay.
Are they taking steps to minimize their environmental impact? Are they investing in their communities?
Right.
Are they creating a positive workplace culture that values diversity and inclusion? These factors are increasingly important to investors and customers alike.
It's like the whole ESG thing, right?
That's like,
Environmental, social, and governance.
yeah.
It's not just about making money anymore.
No.
It's about making a positive impact on the world. But let's not forget about the elephant in the room,
Okay.
the economy.
Right.
We're living in uncertain times with inflation still looming and talk of a potential recession.
Yeah, that's true.
How might these external factors affect ServiceTitan's IPO and their future prospects?
That's a crucial question, and it's one that no one can answer with certainty. The economy is a complex beast, and even the experts can't always predict what's going to happen next.
Right.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
ServiceTitan is operating in a sector that's relatively resilient to economic downturns.
Okay.
People still need plumbers and HVAC technicians, even when times are tough.
So they're kind of recession-proof.
In a way, yes.
People aren't going to stop fixing their leaky faucets just because the economy is sputtering?
Exactly. And that gives them a certain level of insulation from economic volatility.
Okay.
But of course, they're not completely immune.
Right.
If a severe recession hits,
Yeah.
it could impact consumer spending and slow down their growth.
So it's like they're sailing in a sturdy ship, but they still need to be prepared for rough seas.
Yeah.
They need to have a skilled captain, a strong crew,
Right.
and a good navigation plan.
That's a perfect analogy. And it brings us back to the key takeaways we've discussed throughout this deep dive.
Okay.
ServiceTitan's story is about so much more than just plumbing software. It's a case study in innovation, disruption,
Right.
and the power of technology to transform traditional industries.
It's also